Hello viewers, well here I am on the GT Sport beta at the moment, just doing a few laps and testing the new Thrustmaster TGT wheel. Very impressive piece of kit so far. We're going to do the unboxing now. I'm going to do a bit of driving with it, and then I'm going to come back with a review on another video besides testing it on a range of games, but especially of course Gran Turismo, to see how it handles, as it's predominantly made for this game. But let's take a look at the unboxing. Okay viewers, so here we are then, unboxing the new TGT wheel. This has been a wheel that's been sought after for some time, and you can see here the packaging. The moment the box arrives, it's always a glorious moment. For those of you who are going to be lucky to have it under the tree for Christmas. It's a premium kit. We're just looking at the different sides of the box here, various information on there, as well as you can see the internal drives and structure on this wheel. We're going to look at all of that more on the review. But of course this is with the unboxing, because first we want to fondle it. Now before the starting there, you saw the leather smell test in action. Obviously we always like to check the premium details on this wheel. And of course here we see, just speeding up a little bit of the unboxing. Let's get that out of the way, the big lid, and there it is, the rim. One of the key moments. This is where your hands will be fondling this rim. This is how it will communicate all of that detail to you in terms of the force feedback. And just first I need to find the way into this bag. Let's get in there. There it is. Rip that off. What a beauty. Very nice there. As I mentioned when I first saw it, it's very much like the Pagani Huayra. The first thing I noticed about it was very heavy compared to other wheels. I mean, if you've ever used a leather rim, which I've got somewhere up there somewhere, it's quite weighty in that sense. The whole base, I mean, the base and the pedals, my goodness, it all weighs an absolute ton. And of course you've got the various dials here as well. You can see the paddle shifters on the back there. Having a little click with those, just to have a feel. Again, like all Thrustmaster wheels, it's all very well placed. The rim feels very nice in itself. So very nice. I mean, it's really nicely sort of produced build quality there. And I'm going to review it all, go through it. This is not a review, this is just an unboxing at this stage. I've not done everything I need to do on it at this stage, but I'm going to run lots of testing on it, especially on GT Sport when it's released, because lots of improvements being made all the time to that as well. And just getting the base out, you can see there you've got the power supply, which is the same as the other new power supplies you've seen on various new wheels, and the pedals as well. A lot stronger in terms of the pressure required, but you can alter the pressure on the pedals. There's various details that are available now in terms of altering the pressure on the pedals. Again, I'm going to talk more about the pedals in the final review once I've tried those out and learned about the sort of different functionality in terms of the adjustability. But I like the pressure in terms of the pedals. They vary, Thrustmaster pedals, from wheel to wheel. TSXW wheel was a bit flimsy in terms of the base pressure level. Also, they've got this different sort of shape in terms of design on the pedal as well. I'm going to talk about that later. Another key element, of course, is the base, and you can see here we're just speeding through this now, but we're going to look at all of this in more detail in the review. Really nice looking base at this stage. Obviously you can connect your gear stick to it, and obviously your pedals and details and stuff like that. It's really nice, and we're going to look at all of that in more detail. Of course you get your rim as we look at the full box packaging. There's the power supply, and lots of polystyrene went everywhere once I took it out of the box. And the instruction booklet, most of us never read, but you do need to read it. You do need to get your drivers installed and make sure you connect it to your PC first and get everything up to date. There have been regular driverless updates for Thrustmaster products recently, so I've been updating my various wheels when I use them. But the first thing you want to do really is get on and do some driving. So it's time for the racing gloves to go on and do a bit of driving. And of course, where do you start? But with GT Sport. And I'm going to be giving my impressions on this. First thing I'm just going to say very briefly, I'm not going to talk about the wheel in the GT Sport videos that are upcoming, and there'll be more of this sort of just talking about GT Sport beta so far. But the first thing that's very different about this wheel is the amount of tactile detail from the road surface I was feeling. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. I mean, it's something missing. I mean, when people talk about force feedback, they're always talking about the sort of the turning in and the force against the wheel. But this gives you this nice sort of bobbly rumble when you're going over the tarmac and you're feeling the road surface and track surface detail. That was really nice. It gave you that really nice feeling of, and that added a lot to the feeling of detail that I was getting from the wheel in terms of traction. Very nice indeed. I mean, yeah, really nice sort of feeling to it. Adds so much to the game when you're playing with a wheel. You can play Gran Turismo very well with a controller. Actually, it's very well adapted with a controller. Probably the best adapted racing game there is with a controller. But likewise, I also wanted to try out a bit of the rallying, and you can see here it was a bit of an overcast day, but I was on one of the rally circuits here. I can't necessarily say the rally style appeals to me, but I'm going to get to that in the GT Sport video. But certainly, again, in terms of the feedback, very nice. Lots and lots of detail in terms of surface texture. The force feedback was pushing me quite hard. I'm going to talk about that in terms of it was a constant. There was no weakness in the drop off. And very nice indeed. But overall, it was the detail of the wheel, the feeling of the wheel. You know, obviously moving your hands around it. I didn't accidentally press buttons and stuff like that. That can happen on various wheels. And the feel and solidity of the wheel is nice. So we're going to talk about that in the proper review in terms of the pros and cons in the final review when that goes up. Probably in about a week or two from now, because I do want to put some time into Gran Turismo Sport before coming to a full judgment on it. But either way, I can tell you right now, it's a premium piece of kit, a very nice wheel, and it's, you know, between that and the TSXW that's been released recently, you know, and of course the TS PC Racer, which is behind me there, you know, the new Thrustmaster range is outstanding in terms of setup, in terms of how it works, you know, just overall functionality and feel. But of course now it's time for the money shot. I've had a test. That's got to come off now. We're always seeing that in the photographs. And wow, that was really something. I'm going to hand back to myself. So viewers, that's a look at the wheel, besides obviously some gameplay as well of it in action. Very impressive, as I've said in the video. Really nice look, professional look and feel to it. It's a very nice piece of kit. This is much more sort of premium in terms of, it is the premium of the Thrustmaster range, and my goodness, the range has really improved over recent times as well with this and the TSXW, an exceptional piece of kit. But that's it from me for now in this video. There'll be more coverage as I'm testing this wheel to come. If you have questions, do feel free to pop them in the comments and I'll get back to them in due course, either on comments or via videos to come. And that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.